So David Pakman, he revealed that he's going to be, he says tentatively agreed, she has tentatively agreed to debate him. That is Candace Owens. This would be amazing because Candace Owens is a true doofus, a true moron, a true lunatic, by the way. But she is like, undefeatable. So I had done a video where I talked about David Pakman, who had stated that he had tentatively, or Candace Owens had tentatively agreed to doing a debate with Candace Owens. Now, what that means is like, yeah, we'll do the debate, but we don't have a specific date set yet, or a specific location, or any of those very deep details have yet to be decided. That is what he had told us. And, I was really excited, obviously, because watching David Pakman maul Candace Owens would be very hilarious. But if you guys remember from Politicon last time around, Candace Owens completely backed out of Politicon, and Kyle Kalinske said that he wanted to debate Candace Owens, but her team has said that she was not ready yet for that debate. So Charlie Kirk ended up having to pick up some slack for that and ended up doing 2 debates, one against Charlie Kirk and one against Hassan Piker. And so her backing out, a lot of people were like, oh, do you think she'll back out? And eventually I was like, oh yeah, she probably will back out. Because if she backed out of that one, why would she not back out of this one? And also, it's just kind of the situation of like, why would you go into that debate if you're Candace Owens? Now, the thing about Candace Owens is she's a weird mix of insane and stupid. So I could see why she would still do it because of her, dumbassery. But David Pakman has an update for us. David Pakman posted a video saying basically that Candace Owens has effectively backed out of the debate. Check this out.
Last question today. David, can you give us an update of what's happening with the Candace Owens debate that you said you would be doing? Yeah. So I'm going to tell you as much as I can tell you because there are parties involved that maybe it's not publicly known that they're involved. And I don't want to, it's not my place to name names, so to speak. But there is an organization that came to me a few months ago and said, David, we're in touch with Candace Owens. She has agreed to debate you. And we want to set it up. And from the beginning, this was surprising to me only because my understanding was that in back at Politicon in October in Los Angeles, I had been told that Politicon approached Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens about doing a 2 versus 2 debate with Kyle Kalinske and with me. And we were told they're not doing it. And there were different stories as to whether they were refusing because they weren't being offered enough money. Hey, peek behind the curtain. Politicon pays people who go, okay? And different people get paid different amounts. Maybe it was a money thing. Maybe Candace and or Charlie Kirk, for whatever reason, decided they didn't want to do the debate with me and with Kyle. I don't know. We were told she's not doing it. Fine. A month or 2 ago, someone on Twitter tweeted to Candace Owens and said, hey, why did you back out of the debate with David Pakman? And she responded, I don't know who David Parkman is. I just don't know what you're talking about. So that may have been her playing coy. It may have actually been genuine, and she didn't know who I was at the time. She's since blocked me on Twitter. So the idea that she has no clue who I am, increasingly sort of in question. But this is why when this organization came to me and said, Candace's people or Candace have already said yes, I said, I'm up for it, but I have, given the backstory, I have a hard time believing it's just a straight up yes. I sent a list of topics that I would want to do. The organization negotiating the debate said, Candace's people have said it's a go, and some tentative dates were even proposed. All of those dates have come and gone by at least 1, if not 2 or 3 weeks at this point. And the latest I've been told is that it has gotten a little complicated. I genuinely don't know what the holdup is. Is the holdup that Candace was implicated in the manifesto of the New Zealand terrorist, and now they are being extra protective of Candace? Is it that, again, she's not getting enough money to participate in this? Is it that she doesn't want to appear somewhere with me? I genuinely have no idea. My side, my representation has maintained we're just waiting for a date and a confirmation of the topics. The one thing that did shift before things slowed down was it reportedly went from being a 1 versus 1 thing with a moderator to being a sort of four-way debate, but not 2 versus 2. It was going to be four people with different political views. I'm not going to say who the other people are because maybe it's not even true that they were actually involved. So it's gotten very, very messy. I don't know the full scope of what's going on. We're checking in about it every once in a while with everybody who's involved. I hope that it happens. I'm ready, and I will give you more information as soon as I have it.
So if you guys don't know, David Pakman is a very skilled debater. He debates pretty frequently. He'll call into different Republican radio shows and right-wing radio shows, and he'll debate people. He also debated Ben Shapiro in the past and made him malfunction. He made the robot NPC Ben Shapiro malfunction, of course. So, he knows how to debate, okay? He's a debater. Now, what was sad is that we actually didn't get to watch him solo debate anybody at Politicon last year because I guess there was no one who wanted to actually debate him. Now, David Pakman says that, I don't know if he was referring to Politicon when he said that, maybe she backed out because there wasn't enough money, or if it's, I think it was Politicon actually that he was referring to there. I don't think that's the reason. I think that the reason why Candace Owens had backed out of the 2v2 debate that was supposed to happen between herself, Charlie Kirk, and Kyle Kulinski and David Pakman was simply because she was not ready, as was stated by her team to Kyle Kulinski. Or I don't think it was stated to Kyle Kulinski. I think it was stated to Kyle's middleman for Politicon. So the thing about this whole situation is that Candace Owens is a total doofus, but she's also an absolute lunatic. So there's something mentally wrong with Candace Owens. She's absolutely insane. There's actually, I don't know if the lawsuit is still going on, but she sued her landlord. So she was in an apartment that I think was $3K a month or something like that, or $1K a month. I think it was $3K a month. And she didn't pay any rent for 6 months, so it's just theft. And she was suing her landlord, basically saying that there was negligence on his part because there was bacteria that was growing in the house that literally, I shit you not, she said made her stupid, basically. So she's just an absolute lunatic. She's obviously a TPUSA, Turning Point USA goon, a very well-funded maniac and dummy. But remember, if you want to see her being very stupid and what I'm talking about, I actually did a video on it. You can go watch my video breaking down her conversation with Joe Rogan on climate change, where she makes comments like saying, she says she wouldn't trust a .com. Then they bring up a .org, and she says she doesn't believe them either. And Joe Rogan's bringing up simple facts, and she's basically just straight up saying, sorry, but I don't believe this. And she was saying that, she went on a tear reading about it, but she couldn't remember any of the stuff that she had read. And she was just all over the place. And Joe Rogan, I imagine, isn't going to have her on at any point anymore and he was kind of making fun of her when he had Rave Dubin on his podcast, and then in that same podcast proceeded to ram a train on, or, just beat down Dave Rubin on building code regulations. So basically what you're looking at here is someone who's an insane lunatic and also a very big dummy. Now, I also want to say that 2v2 debate that that was supposed to happen between Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens and Kyle Kulinski and David Pakman would have been insanely epic. I would have enjoyed that, to the max, to the fullest. But unfortunately, that didn't end up happening. So here's what I think happened. I think Candace Owens is backing out. I think she has effectively backed out, basically. And she is somebody who, backed out of the Politicon debate, said that her team said that she wasn't ready to do debates. And so I think she's backing out. He said that there were, a couple of dates that were possibilities, but they've all been passed by a few weeks. And, it's just not going to happen. And a lot of people are bringing up that point that I don't know if I touched on that point when I had first talked about Candace Owens tentatively agreeing to debate David Pakman because, it was just sort of unthought of at that point. But then as time went on, I was like, oh, wait a second, because people were bringing it up. They're like, wait, are you sure Candace Owens isn't just going to back out? And that is what ended up happening. It ended up being the case that Candace Owens has effectively backed out of the debate, and it's because David Pakman would absolutely destroy Candace Owens to shreds, unironically, certainly. So let me know your thoughts on this down below. Is the debate going to happen? If it does happen, how is the debate going to go? Are you optimistic? Do you think it'll end up happening? Just let me know your overall thoughts on this whole situation down below. I'm very curious to hear them.